Hello, today we'll be exploring the life cycle of the duckling beetle. So let's look at what are we having here in our classroom. Look at this aquarium. What do we have in there? That's right, we have mealworms in the classroom. And let's look at them, and when you look at them, what do you think they are going to, where did they come from? How did they look before they became worms like that? We are going to start by preparing a KWL. Have you ever used this before? Right, you have. It is the what you know, what you want to know, and what you learned. So first you tell me, what is it that you already know about mealworms? Right? Now, do you have any questions about them? Okay, so what are mealworms and where do you find them? You're right, you can even find them on the ground, in the garden, in the playground, close to the trees where there are leaves, and that's where they like to gather, and that's where they lay their eggs, right? So when we look at the worms, do you wonder where they come from? What did they look like before they were worms? Right? They were eggs. Right, now let's talk about the life cycle of a mealworm compared to that of a cat or a dog. Now, does a baby cat or a dog look like a worm while it's growing? Or does it look like its mom or the adult? Turn around and discuss this with your partner. Right, and now tell the class, what is it? That's right, the baby cat or the baby dog, the kitten or the puppy, they look like the adults. But when it comes to the mealworm, what is the mealworm going to look like when it becomes an adult? Can anyone tell me? Right, it's going to be, and what you have already talked about in your class with your teacher, that it's going to be a duckling beetle, right? Okay, now I've got these papers that I've got cut out this, the mealworm, the life cycle of it. You're going to tell me which is the egg, the larva, pupa, and the adult. You're going to cut them out and you're going to glue them according to the stages they are in. So what comes first? Second, third, and fourth. And while waiting for the others, I'd like you to write a short description for it. You can even write a paragraph if you like. And let's work on that right now. Let's look at it again. Would you like to share what you have written? Right? So you are going to talk about what you have written, what you have observed. And now let's talk about what you are still wondering about. What are you curious about? Yes, and finally, before we leave, you're going to tell me what you have learned, what you didn't know, and now you know. Okay, it's wonderful. So you have learned about the life cycle of the duckling beetle, from how it starts from the egg, and then it becomes the larva, then it turns into the pupa, and then it becomes the adult beetle, right? Okay, then we have got much more lessons to do. This is just an introduction to the mealworms that we have in the classroom, and we have got lots more to learn about them.